As many of you guys know, last night was the first day of the Antagonist 2.0 tour in Salt Lake City in Utah at the Utah Jazz Arena. Last night, Ken, Lone, Carti, Homixide Gang, ApolloRed all shut down Utah. We were watching the whole thing in real time via live stream. So in today's video, I just kind of want to make a video just like recapping everything we've seen from the first night of the Antagonist tour and pretty much what to expect for the rest of the tour, which does end in December. They got hella dates left for this tour. So let's talk about everything we've seen from night one of the Antagonist 2.0 tour. So to start off the video, as you guys can see right here, we posted this thread on Twitter talking about everything we know about Playboi Carti's Antagonist 2.0 tour, simply just from the first day last night being Salt Lake City, right? And of course, the one thing everybody wants to know is what music is going to be played alongside how long is everybody's set list for this tour. And as you can see right here, we have everybody's set list from Apollo, Homixide, Lone, Ken to Carti, everybody's set list right here alongside these set times, right? So let's get into these set times first. So the doors open at 7 p.m. and then obviously ApolloRed is going to be the first act of the tour. He goes on at 8 p.m. sharp. Like last night, yeah, I think he got on maybe like 8:01, 8:02, 8 p.m. sharp, and he only has a 10-minute set, right? And to go into this set, he only does what, 5 songs. He does #ARP, which I believe is the newest single from his ApolloRed with the Lil Uzi Vert cover art type thing. Pretty sure that's where that song's from. Then he goes Georgia Boy, then he goes Red Flag, which is personally my favorite. Then he goes Face Tattoos, P Brazy, and that's pretty much his whole set. Crowd is moving for ApolloRed, so it's pretty dope, right? So ApolloRed goes on from 8 to 8:10, 15-minute break, boom. Homixide Gang goes on at 8:25, and this is their set list right here. They did what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Homixide Gang did 10 songs, and last night we were seeing the performance from Homixide Gang. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if Michi's mic was muted, but I don't even know if Michi was on stage. Everybody was like, yo, where is Michi? Like, I could just not hear Michi whatsoever, because usually Michi's the one who just goes stupid at the shows, right? Michi definitely has the most energy when they perform, but me personally last night and a lot of people in the chat were like, yo, where is Michi? I just couldn't see him whatsoever. We kind of were watching through like a toaster, so maybe that's why. But this is their set list right there. So they start off with Lifestyle, then they go to PC5, Red Rag, I believe this is off the new album. This is off the new album Villain. I believe R50's from their previous album. Then they got FaceTime, which is off the newest one. Obviously a big song being Uzi Work. This is off the original Homixide Lifestyle being Drake owned. And then they ended off on probably one of their biggest songs, like Lifestyle's their biggest. And the second one's probably like 501 or however you say it right here. Then we get a 10-minute intermission and Destroy Lonely does go on the stage, which in my opinion, Destroy Lonely's performance was amazing. That set list that Lone cooked up for this tour, in my opinion, was really perfect. He also had this dude cooking up live synths. We've seen that as a recent for a lot of the recent Lone performances, like at Rolling Loud, the last Rolling Loud, then we've seen one at Summer Smash. He kind of has this dude just cooking synths live, like his own Mike Dean. He's cooking, he was going crazy. Then he's also got really good transitions for a lot of the songs. But what caught my eye was like, yo, he opened up the show on Party and Get High. Now, I'm not complaining because Party and Get High is like a top 3 song off BH3 for me, but that's a very interesting choice to come out to your first song, right? Because obviously, Party and Get High is not like a song that's gonna set the crowd on fire the minute you walk on stage, right? But that is the first song he goes into, Party and Get High. Then he goes If Looks Could Kill, How You Feel. Then he goes No Stylist, This Really Got Him Turned, right? Boom, he got him turned. Then boom, he hits you with Syrup, Sipping Off Love Lasts Forever. Okay, boom, he hits you with Jumanji off BH3, boom. And then he steps into his really big hits, being obviously the If Looks Could Kill single alongside the No Stylist single. Then he goes Doubted off Love Lasts Forever. He goes Screwed Up off the newest project. About Money, aka Touchdown, with the craziest intro, bro. This intro is so crazy. This intro is so turned. And then he goes Blitz, Risk, So High alongside STFU. So the last 3 songs of the set list is gonna be BH3. And let me see, let me click on his name and let me see. So he does 14 songs and he does what? He does 6 off the newest project, 3 off Love Lasts Forever, 3 off No Stylist, 2 off If Looks Could Kill. Pretty much, this is like the perfect set list for Lone in my opinion, because I was very curious to see how BH3 was going to perform at the concerts, right? Broken Hearts 3 isn't really a performance type of album compared to like a No Stylist or even like a Love Lasts Forever, right? But he does 6 songs, he goes 3-3-2. I think that's perfect from Lone, but I'm not gonna lie, when Ken got on stage, bro, Ken shut it down. Me personally, I think Ken had the best performance of the night last night. Day one, I'm giving it to Ken because the energy Ken came on stage with, he was turned, right? So this was Ken's set list right here. How many songs? He went 18 songs. And I'm not gonna lie, for this set list, it was cool. But if you've seen Ken as a recent, at like the most recent like festival performances, then you've pretty much seen the entirety of this set list so far. Obviously, like minus the More Chaos songs. But as you guys can see right here, he goes Lord of Chaos intro. Only makes sense, right? That was crazy. The drop on Lord of Chaos and Black Rockstar was crazy because those 808s were, I was like, yo, he's gonna break the speakers. But Lord of Chaos, Black Rockstar back to back is crazy. That was like ear piercing my ears, bro. Then he has like these insane flashing lights. Like, if you have epilepsy, please don't go to this show. You're cooked. But he goes Lord of Chaos, he goes Black Rockstar, then he goes Money Spread. All right, boom, 3 songs off the newest album. Then he goes Delusional, which I feel like Ken really doesn't play that much, but it's good to see Delusional on the set list because I'm a big fan of that song. Then he goes AGC with It's Over. Then he goes Lose It, same thing. Lose It was crazy. When I heard the intro for Lose It, I'm like, yo, GG's, the speaker's about to break because that song is insane. I'm already knowing Ken was like shaking the arena. He had to, because those songs on the arena speakers is crazy. So he goes Lose It, he goes Live Leak, he plays Green Room, which was super dope. He plays Mewtwo, which is one of my favorite Ken songs. Then he goes I Need You, Succubus, Me My Cup, Rock and Roll. Then he goes Trap Jump, Freestyle 2, Sydney Sweeney, Overseas, Fighting My Demons. Like I said, if you've seen Ken perform recently, it's not really anything new, to be quite honest, but it does make sense, right? Obviously, he did how many songs? He did, actually, wow, he did the most songs from AGC, so that's crazy. More Chaos is his newest album. He dropped what? Back in April, and he only played 5 songs from the project. That was what a lot of people were saying, like, yo, he barely played More Chaos. He played what? Lord of Chaos, Black Rockstar. He played Money Spread. He played Live Leak alongside Trap Jump. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much all he did for More Chaos. So he did majority of AGC, 10 songs, 5 More Chaos, 1 Project X, 1 X, and then 1 other. I don't know what the 1 other is, but that's Ken's set list right there. I'm pretty sure Ken did like a 45-minute set because he was on there for a minute, right? And then when Ken was on stage, it just went crazy, right? Boom. As you guys can see right here, Lord of Chaos intro. You got these people looking like zombies trying to rush onto the floor, and they actually did it. A lot of people actually got onto the floor, which was something I was very curious with for this tour. I'm like, yo, I'm already knowing security's on 10. I doubt that they're really gonna let people rush the floor, but hey, you might have a chance at different shows, who knows? But as you can see right here, they're just flooding the gates. Oh my god, that's crazy. Nah, Ken went stupid, bro. Ken's energy was on 10. Ken was turned. Like I said, me personally, I think Ken brought the most energy. I think Ken had the crowd most turned. I think Ken put on the best performance of the night. But then that goes into Carti, which a lot of people were wondering, what is this Carti set list gonna look like, right? We've seen, you know, Ken, we've seen Lone, they're kind of mixing up their whole discography. What is Carti gonna do, right? Because we've seen the past 5 years him do a whole lot of red. I was like, yo, I'm not trying to see no whole lot of red, but as you guys can see right here, he did 30 songs, and I believe he was on stage for an hour 40, which was insane. Now, I don't expect Carti to be on stage for an hour 40 at the rest of the tour. Maybe that was just like a one-time thing for the first show of the tour. But as you guys can see right here, 30 songs is crazy. He went 20 off music. He did 4 covers. He did 3 off Whole Lotta Red, 2 Dial-It, and 1 other, coming out to 30 songs, an hour 40 on stage, which is crazy. As you guys can see right here, he came into Pop Out, which I'm not gonna lie, the Pop Out intro was kind of weak. I'm gonna be honest, the Pop Out intro was very anticlimactic. It was like, okay, Carti's on stage. It wasn't like, oh my god, there's this crazy buildup. His set kind of started like hella quick, but that's what he did, right? He opened up to Pop Out twice. Then he pulled Opium Baby hella early. I'm not gonna lie, Opium Baby as a second song, I'm not mad at it, but I was thinking like, yo, I was thinking Opium Baby would have been more so like in the middle-ish, maybe like towards the end, because that's obviously like one of the most popular songs off the album. But he hit you with Pop Out twice, then he just went crazy. He went Crank, he went Cocaine Nose, he went Overly, he went Charge Them Hoes a Fee. I'm like, nah, this dude Carti got it, because he was playing hit. The whole album sounded great on live. It was really good. Then he went K-pop, he went Like Wheezy, he went HBA, then he went Whole Lotta Red with Stop Breathing along Rockstar Made, and then the next song after that, Being Alive, which was a song I was like, yo, is he gonna play this or not? I was thinking he wasn't, but it does make sense. Could have went to Utah, it was too cold. He was in Utah. He dropped Alive. Alive sounds crazy. Alive sounds insane. at the concerts. I need to see a live 1000%. Then he went FMI DJ, and the funny thing about FMI DJ was the intro for the song. And as you guys can see right here, he samples Lil Wayne's Go DJ, FMI DJ, FMI DJ. So that's the intro for FMI DJ, and I feel like one word to describe this whole tour, more so Carti's set list, was just that it was hella random. Carti's set list almost felt like a fever dream, like what the hell is going on? But it was lit, right? And then the whole night was just chaotic. You really went Apollo, Homixide, Lone, Ken, and then you ain't heard no Carti songs. That's crazy to me. But then after FMI DJ, he went Evil Jordan, he went Dial It with RIP, and then he went to I Love You, I Hate You. And then for this song, he was kind of doing like a acapella. OG was kind of like shredding the beat while Carti was kind of like singing the lyrics. It's actually pretty dope to see. Then he went 2024, Olympian sounded really, really good. And then we're like, okay, is he gonna end it right here? Got a little awkward, like the music stopped. Like it was just kind of like, okay, is the tour over? We really don't know. And then he was talking to the crowd. He's like, we not done. We about to go one more. And then everyone's like, yo, what is it gonna be? Is this new intro? Nobody heard of it. Then he drops Fiend. And I think Izzo was on the mic talking about this new. I think that's what I heard. And a lot of people in the chat were like, yo, something new to end it off would be sick. He goes Fiend, bro. He went Fiend. He went the Metro Future song. Cool. At this point, it just kind of felt like, all right, Carti, what we doing on stage, bro? It got to a point, right? And then he went Long Time, which was super, super dope. Everyone's like, okay, you know, the show must be coming to an end. This is pretty much it, right? Nah, he went pop out, pop out, pop out, pop out. Like I said, he kept teasing it with new intros. Everybody thought like, yo, okay, after this, he's gonna play a new song. He's gonna be unreleased. It's gonna be even a new song from the album. But he played pop out 4 times in a row. At that point, I was just burnt. Like, yo, just end the show already. But overall, it was super dope to see everybody on stage and see everybody go crazy, from Apollo to Homixide to Lone to Ken to Carti. That was a crazy viewing experience. Overall, the concert came out to, I believe, 4 hours and 45 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie, for Carti's set, I was a little bit lost. I feel like Carti wasn't really performing, at least like he used to. More so compared it to like the King Vamp tour. Carti was like lit, he was going crazy. Obviously, I'm not expecting Carti to rap every single word within the song, right? But I feel like it was almost like a little bit lazy. Like it almost felt like for Carti's set, it was more so like a listening party. Carti would get on the mic, maybe like do some screams or like rap a small portion of the song, but there was just like a lot of song throughout a lot of his set list to where it was just the song playing, and then he was just like, hey, yo, Swamp, and then Swamp Izzo's obviously on the mic, boom, boom, boom. Comparing it to the King Vamp tour, his performance at the King Vamp tour is night and day, but this is definitely a different type of album, 1000%. Very interesting to see how this album has been played live so far. We got Swamp Izzo on the mic. He had some really dope transitions, a lot of transitions we kind of pretty much heard before. He had like one transition where it was like a bunch of dogs barking, and obviously if you were in the stream last night, then you know about this. Stu Carti was spamming, bro. Apparently this was him the whole time. Everybody was like, yo, who gave Low 88 these soundboards? Because the spam of the night of this ad-lib was crazy. We probably heard this ad-lib, I don't know, like maybe like over 200 times. Like every single, I was like, okay, maybe it's just for like the song Crank, because that's when the spamming started, but not every single song after that. He at least played it like 20 times. Like I said, this whole tour for Carti at least was just hella random. You had dogs barking, you had these random sound effects just being spammed, you had Go DJ. For the rather light transition, you had Carti singing Can You Stand the Rain? It was just so random, bro. So that's pretty much everything that went down in terms of set lists, set times, and performances at the first show of the tour. And then let's get into some merch, as you guys can see right here. We got what? That's BH3 merch right here. There was no Carti merch at this show, actually. There was no Carti merch. That's a Homixide. This is Ken right here. Ken, Homixide. I'm not really a fan of the merch. I'm not going to buy it whatsoever. Homicides. We got Kens. Still Kens. We got Loans. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it in terms of merch. I don't know if there was ApolloRed merch. I'm not really too quite sure. And then this is the stage design view from the pits right here, which looks crazy. Carti's on the trucks. And then also the only person who was on the trucks was Carti. Now for Ken, Lone, Homicide, and Apollo, the trucks are like pulled in, so they're just simply on this stage, which almost makes it kind of a little awkward because there's like a huge gap of like dead space in between like the barricade for the fans and then all the way like for the performer, and then they're super high. Like all this right here was just dead space with nothing going on, so it felt a little awkward. But yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of what went down last night at the Antagonist 2.0 show in Utah. It was pretty insane. 4 hours of just straight mosh. Now I'm not gonna lie, after seeing this, I don't know if I'm gonna go in the mosh, bro. That's insane. 4.5 hours of moshing is crazy. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna go sit in the seats and just chill after viewing that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that went down last night. Let me know what you guys think of the tour from the first show so far. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what city you're going to in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. So MONEYMAY is it. And I'm out. Thank you guys.